Hello again, beautiful artists, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Along with Skye. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Skye and I post beginning level acrylic tutorials here on YouTube every Saturday. So hit subscribe if you'd like to join the fun and paint along. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. Okay, so we are officially in the cozy season, and I have a cozy snowy painting of a snowman for you guys today. Really simple, fun to do for families, great for all ages. I could totally see everyone having fun creating their own snowman. So I'm just using my 3 standard brushes for this painting as usual. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in my water cup. The colors that I'm starting with for my background are just going to be a cobalt blue and black and white. You can pretty much use any kind of blue that you'd like. You could even do a different color background if you want, but I'm going for a sort of a night sky look. If you need a full list of materials and everything that I use, check the description box below, and I have a link to a materials page that shows you the whole setup here. So let's go ahead and jump in with our biggest brush. And I'm going to start at the top part of my canvas here with a dark navy blue. So I'm just going to take my cobalt blue here. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of black. Remember, a little bit of black goes a long way. And then also a little bit of white. So I'm toning it down with gray essentially, and creating a nice dark-ish navy blue. And then I'm going to just go across the top part of my canvas here. Make sure you have a little bit of water in that brush to help the paint go nice and smooth, and also to soak into the canvas texture nicely. You want to bring your brush stroke all the way back and forth across the canvas. Okay, working our way down, and then we're just going to kind of work our way to a lighter version of that blue by adding little bits of white and also little bits of blue if you'd like, for it to be a little bit more vibrant. I kind of like the gray day feeling because it's kind of like a night or maybe like evening storm, snowstorm in my mind. But it's also fantasy land, so you can do whatever you'd like here. Okay, and then we're just going to bring that all the way down until we reach a much lighter bluish gray here at the bottom. Very simple background step today, not too much going on. Keeping it simple, and we're welcoming in the winter. I actually love winter time. I love to paint snowy things, although it doesn't snow here very often. We do get lots of good rainstorms. We might have a little bit of snow. I live on the beach, and last year it did snow, and I got to go to the beach while it was snowing, and I just thought it was like the combination of all of my favorite things. I was so excited about it. Let me know in the comments section if it snows where you're living, or if it's snowing yet. I know a lot of the northern areas already have some snow on the ground. All right, bringing that all the way down, making sure that it is a noticeable gradation. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit more white right on top of my paint here. Very pretty. That looks good. Remember, there's no such thing as perfection. Once you have it looking pretty good, just go ahead and let it dry, and we'll come back and add a whole bunch more. See you guys in a few. Okay, welcome back, artists. We have a dry background, and I have fresh colors as well. So again, I have black and white and a little bit of cobalt blue here on my palette. That's just to put a little bit of frostiness in the snow, so not very much. Also just a teeny little bit of orange for his adorable carrot nose, and then also a nice bright red. Let's go ahead and block out our snowman now as the first step before we start filling in. So I'm going to use my smallest tiny brush for this, and we're going to start by just creating a circle for his head. Now in my original, I actually think the circle was like too circular, so I'm going to do mine a little bit wonky, kind of deliberately. So do not try to achieve perfection with this. They are balls of snow. Okay, they would take different shapes. They're not going to be perfect spheres. Okay, and then we're going to just create a body for him, which would be more of an oval. Very, very, very simple. Easier than a stick person, I think. Okay, like so. All right, and then go ahead and grab our medium-sized brush to fill it in. Just gonna take a little bit of white and just get his body and head filled in with solid white. And then we'll use a little bit of this blue as well, but let me show you guys. By the way, if you are painting along today, I have created a Facebook group called the Art Club that is designed for my students to share their work in, whether it be from painting along with me on Saturdays or just from your own imagination. There's a link also in the description box below for that if you'd like to check that out. Now, possibly you're getting a little bit of blue kind of in your white paint, whether it be from just it showing through or from little tiny bits that weren't actually dry. And that's actually fine with this step because we actually are going to have a little bit of blue in our snow as sort of a shadow. Anyway, so let's get that all filled in. Like so. Okay. If you start small, you can always make it bigger, but it's harder to make things smaller by a lot. Okay, there we go. I'm feeling it, that looks good. Now I'm gonna grab, again, just the tiniest bit of blue. That was probably too much blue. And I'm just going to shade the two sides of his body. And then also around the outside edge of the head, just creating that spherical shape. This is called a wet on wet blending. Okay, perfect. Now let's go ahead and let that dry for a minute. And we're gonna do some snowflakes. So I'm gonna use my tiny brush for this. And you can put snowflakes wherever you'd like. I was very tempted to write "Let It Snow," but I think instead I'm just going to do snowflakes. So it would be super duper cute, I think, to have a little message in this as well. So just keep that in mind as we're creating these. And to create a snowflake, we're going to start by doing an X or a plus sign. You actually want to kind of change which way these are going with each snowflake, and I'll show you guys what I mean in a minute. So in this case, I'm doing like an X, and then I'm going to do little lines from the center, and you can make each snowflake however you like. And as we all know, each snowflake is unique. So I would definitely recommend making your snowflakes unique as well. So it can be a series of dashes or dots, and that just creates these really pretty patterns, however you like. Okay, so that's nice. And then that's gonna be like one big one in the foreground. Then I'm also gonna have ones that are smaller, like so. Again, I'm gonna make each one different. They're also just gonna be different sizes. However you like, just kind of let your imagination run wild. Okay, one up here too, I think they look really nice up against the dark blue. Like so, very pretty. I think I'll have these on this one too. Like so. Again, however you like. Very whimsical and pretty. Maybe I have just part of one coming from off the frame. And then maybe I have some tiny ones that just kind of look like those few first shapes. We can't see all the tiny details, perhaps. nice. However you want. Everyone different. Very cute. Okay, looking really whimsical. You can add as many or as few of these as you want. I think that looks pretty good for me for the big ones. But now I'm also going to do some tiny ones, and I'm going to use the back of my brush for this. I love to do the back of the brush trick for little dots of snow and stars, things like that. Very nice, just here and there. So fun, very snowy and cute. Okay, and also you can do as many or as few of these as you like. In a whimsical fantasy land where snowflakes are huge and visible. When I was a little kid, I actually thought that snowflakes were maybe like, I don't know, like dime-sized, where you could see the definition, because I grew up in the central coast of California, where it does not snow. So I actually thought, yeah, snowflakes were like, you could see the different variation in each one, and I was a little disappointed when I got to the snow and it was all just little tiny. And I was like, what, you gotta look under a microscope? And yes, you do. Although I have seen some pretty big flakes, but definitely not the size that I thought they were when I was little. Okay, that looks really cute. Let's go ahead and work back on our snowman now. That was so simple and easy. Let's create his cute little hat. Okay, we're gonna just give him a little top hat here by creating a rectangle and then a straight line right on top. Don't go too far down into his head. Gotta make sure we leave enough space for his face. And then we're just gonna fill that in with black. It's okay if it blends with the white a little bit because black has pretty good coverage power. So you should be able to just put enough paint on there to where you can't see the white very much. Okay, perfect. Looking good. Okay. Let's go ahead and add his arms now. I'm going to use black. You could technically, I suppose, use brown if you wanted instead. Just keep that in mind. So little sticks, just like we found the perfect sticks for arms. Coming out either way. Very easy, simple to do. We're going to do 3 little buttons, and the first one you want to be about in between the sticks, and then if you kind of bring the second one out a little bit and then the next one kind of back in, you'll get a little bit of that curve and sort of accentuate the circular spherical nature, I suppose, of that shape. Okay, cute little buttons, looking very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and add some button eyes as well. Okay, starting small again so that we can make them bigger if we need. We're just going to start with black. We are going to put a little bit of white shine on it, which is going to make all of these really pop. So don't worry if it's not looking how you like quite yet. That is okay. And now my white is still a little bit wet. So I'm not going to add the nose yet because I want the orange to go on really solid. So I'm just going to give that a half a second to dry, and I'm going to finish my smile, which is maybe made out of coal. So these are maybe not quite so circular. Just kind of little dots like so. I think he's going to look very cute. So I have room for his nose, will go right there, but we're gonna just leave that for a second, and I'm gonna work on his scarf instead. We'll do the button nose in just a moment, but you can take whatever color that you'd like to do the scarf. I'm going to do a nice bright red, going to be a candy cane inspired scarf. So you're just going to create one nice little red section right underneath where the chin meets the body. And then you can create two little tails of the scarf like so. And you're going to want to end those in a sort of rectangular shape as well. We can go ahead and just fill that in for now. And now we're just going to also give that a second to dry before we go in and add the white. Just making it nice and smooth. Okay, looks good. All right, and now let's see, I can go back in my hat now probably with that red as well. And just do one little ribbon, very cute. Okay, and again, I'm still letting that dry for just a second. So while that dries, I'm going to take my black and I'm going to do some outlining. You guys know how I feel about outlining if you've watched my other videos. I like to do it. And then also I like to do a little tiny little gray mark where the arms would be going into the snow. Little details like this really make the painting. Okay, I'm just bringing it off the side there. You can go ahead and outline the scarf as well. We're using our black now with that nice coverage power. We're just being very gentle with our brush. When I was 5 years old, in my first painting class, they told us to pretend like we're painting on the back of a little ladybug, and we don't want to squish the ladybug. So don't squish the ladybug. Be nice and gentle with your brush strokes. Very light-handed, just ever so slightly bringing your hand right where it needs to be. Okay, go ahead and outline his head as well. Looking good. Okay, now let's take a little bit of white and we're going to make those buttons shine like I said we were going to by just doing a little boop, boop. If you make that noise, it makes it easier. Boop, a little curved line on each one of those. And then same idea up here in his little button eyes, like so. Okay, very nice. And then also on the hat, just one line over here like this, boop, and one line in the front, boop. Gives it some nice shine. And now the carrot nose as the piece de la resistance. We'll also add a little bit of white stripes on our scarf too, and we'll be done. So just right out of the bottle orange. Creating a little carrot nose like so. Very cute. All right, looks good. I'm glad I let that white dry for a minute. How cute is he? Okay, and then a little bit of black to outline the nose as well. And you'll also do really tiny little brush strokes in the carrot itself. A little bit messy. There we go. Just on either side to give it that nice carrot texture. It looks pretty cute. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more black here on my coal. Yeah, looks good. And then some white stripes on the scarf are going to be my final step here. And I'm not going to be patient and let the red dry because I want to show you guys. So instead I'm just going to kind of clean my brush with each swipe so that I'm not blending everything to pink. But if you have more time, just feel free and just wait a minute. And let that dry if you want, and you will get a cleaner look for sure. Okay, but this looks fine to me. And then these are actually going to be horizontal. Okay, like so. Rinse your brush if you need. Just going in with that clean white each brush stroke. Nice and patient. If you get a little bit too muddy, just rinse that brush and you can just put it right on top. All right. And there we have our adorable little snowman. Let me know what you thought of today's painting in the comment section below. I'd love to see you over in the art club. And that is all I have for you guys this week. So until next time, stay creative.